What is your opinion of some of these appointments that he's been making? How should we be reacting? Should we not worry about the individual appointments, or should we?
Of course we should, because a bishop is a shepherd, and to him are entrusted the sheep. And archdiocese is an important portion of the Catholic Church, and so many souls entrusted to a bishop, and therefore a Catholic bishop must be an example of the fidelity, unambiguous, to the fullness and purity and integrity of the Catholic faith, without any doubt, without any shadow of doubt. And he must be a defender of the faith. And therefore, if such a candidate is appointed, who already provenly was undermining the clarity and the integrity of the Catholic faith by his statements, and then by his behavior in his previous diocese, this is very sad and concerning, of course, because the Catholic Church, we are one family, even though it's maybe not touching your own place where you are living, but nevertheless, we cannot live completely separated, saying this is my diocese and I don't care nothing what is happening in the Catholic Church. This is not true. We must be one family, the Catholic Church. Of course, it's not our task to criticize, or every act or government acts of the Pope, but we must be concerned and must pray ever more now for Pope Leo, that he may receive by God the awareness, I would say even a scrupulous awareness, before he appoints any bishop. I would suggest him, please, Holy Father, be scrupulous in appointing. Check very much the candidates, because one bishop, he can or destroy spiritually, to make a ruin with his behavior, even though when there are no sexual scandals and financial, but he can, by his ambiguity on doctrine, on teaching, he can damage so much his flock and the entire church by this way. And therefore, I think God will ask a pope on the last judgment. I believe this on every appointment which he did.
Wow.
And which could damage the church, which the Pope did with conscience. Of course, some appointments he accepts, but he must inquire. This is one of his first tasks after confirming the brother in faith. His most important task after this, confirming in faith, is to provide a good shepherds, unambiguous, without any doubt, and therefore he must take time, not hurry, and take time. They were in the ancient times, even in the 19th century, in the 20s, before the Second Vatican Council, popes took time before they appointed bishops, and they preferred to leave a diocese vacant even for 10 years.
Wow.
Rather than to appoint quickly a candidate which could be dubious. So I ask Pope Leo should take time, really, not to be pressed in quick actions, in nominations. It is better to leave a diocese many years without a bishop. And there are families, there are priests, there are holy mass, they can live, of course, and pray and investigate and find then a good bishop. I would only name two facts. Saint Gregory the Great, the great Pope, Gregory the Great, he was accused, or bishops complained in his time that he took too much time to appoint bishops. And he defended himself, Pope Gregory the Great, and said, "This is my holy task. I will continue to take time before I appoint bishops, and I will seek them. And because they answered to the Pope, there are no candidates, so please appoint someone." And Pope Gregory said, "No, there are. We must only seek them in the church. There are good candidates." And so this I will also suggest that the current Holy Father may look this example of his predecessor, Gregory the Great, and other popes, his predecessors. And there I was reading a story in the Life of the Saints of Butler, these many volumes, and there was exactly Pope Leo the Great. But it is maybe a legend that there appeared to him the Lord and was very harshly criticizing him because he did not pay enough attention on the appointments of bishops. And then he was so struck on this experience, Pope Leo, the holy Pope Leo the Great, that he spent some weeks in penance, in prayer, to repair, as reparation for these his omissions in appointment of bishops. So I would ask these holy popes, Leo the Great, Gregory the Great, help our church in our day, help
Amen.
Pope Leo XIV, that he may provide to the church really apostolic man, 100% man of God, 100% faithful to the Catholic faith, prayerful man, fathers, pastors, really.